Allo, allo, allo. We are back with, or we are here for the first time with speed building of a Brawl deck from packs that I haven't opened because I have been a bit busy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that jazz. We are just going to start ripping open packs, see what commanders we can hit and what we are interested in playing, and then we will build from there. Let's get right into that. I may or may not be recording over audio or over a lack of audio. Nothing in this first pack because I spent 5 minutes recording without any audio going to my headset. So that's life. We got a golden pack here, so we got 6 rares. Plarganasari. Your upkeep, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. An opponent chooses a non-land card exiled this way. You may cast up to 2 spells from among the cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. So basically, you reveal until you hit a non-land card, and your opponent chooses which one you get to cast. It's okay. That's not the greatest in the world. It's better in a multiplayer format, which we are not playing today since we are on Arena. We also got the Unstable Glyph Bridge, the board wipe, and Ren and Realm Breaker, which we could build around. Probably not super interested in that. Not interested in making a one-color commander, really. Starting in on Khans of Tarkir, which I have had a lovely time drafting lately. Nothing good in the first pack. We're going to start opening all of them at once and see what we hit. No hits, no hits, no hits, no hits at all. Not a single legendary creature in those, 7 packs. Alright, we've got some mythic packs. Hopefully we will have some better luck here. And we had infinitely better luck. We've got 3 legendary creatures. Surek Dragonclaw, Flash. This spell can't be countered. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Other creatures you control have Trample, 6/6 for 5. Not bad. Sidisi. Whenever it enters the battlefield, mill 3 or attacks. Mill 3 cards. Whenever one of our creature cards are put into your graveyard from your library, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Pretty interesting. I was actually thinking about building a Sultai many commander deck, which I might be building here. And Offense of the Foremost, a 4/4 for 3. Whenever it attacks, put a counter on a creature you control, tapped creature you control. If a non-token creature an opponent owns would die, or a creature card not on the battlefield would be put into that player's graveyard, exile that card instead. So it's a little bit stacksy. It's just an efficient combat-y commander. I'm almost certainly going to build Sidisi out of these 3 at least, though, because I'm interested in building a whole bunch of graveyard commanders into a Sidisi deck, like Muldrotha and a bunch of other stuff like that. I think it'd be fun. Just cram them all in there. And since we've got green and black, we can tutor them up and out. Alright, let's see about Ixalan. Okay. 2 mythic wild cards, kind of wild. We got Enim Pakal. It's like the old Krenko. It is very strong, since it only requires you to attack with any creature, not necessarily Enim. And it makes a bunch of tokens. Sahili makes copies of artifacts, or creatures. And they die at the end step. It's kind of little boring, but it's actually pretty efficient at 2 mana. And the Micro Tyrant, 3 mana, power and toughness equal the number of fungi and or saplings. At the end of your end step, create X/1/1 black fungus creatures where this creature can't block, where X is the number of times he descended this turn, and has trample for 3 mana. So this would almost certainly go in that CDC deck if I ended up building that, which it's kind of looking more likely that I will, and think that'd be pretty fun. Alright, let's move on to some Wilds of Eldraine. Let's see. 3 rares, very nice. Polluted Bonds. Bramble Familiar is pretty good, but let's see. There's currently a bug where new cards show as old, and that is where I realized I was recording no audio, so let's go ahead and bring up my actual window. And now I'm back to not dubbing over my own movements and actions like a fool. Invasion of Tolvada is pretty good. It doesn't fit into the deck, unfortunately, and we'll open this singular pack of Dominaria United I picked up because it was on sale like a week ago. Sphinx of Clear Skies, not my first one. There's a bug that shows all these cards as new, even though I have them. But, you know, as far as bugs go, I'm fine with this one. Alright, 5 minutes down, opening packs. Let's go right ahead and start building Sidisi, the Brood Tyrant. 99 decks, and this is going to be my 100th before I have to delete an old deck again. Ooh, look at all those new cards. Some fresh cardboard. Yeah, see, these all say new. New Disdainful Stroke, even though I literally have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 now. Yeah, great. My first copy of Disdainful Stroke for sure. Ugh, whatever. It's better than the bug that wasn't letting me play multiplayer with friends. That was a truly frustrating bug. And I imagine some people are still having trouble with that, which is very frustrating, but hopefully that is resolving itself as the updates roll out. Whew, okay. A little bit out of breath, but that's okay. I don't need to clear all of these new symbols, but I'm going to because that's who I am. Sidisi. Alright. Sidisi. And then we will go to Brawl. And now we're allowed to see Sidisi, Brood Tyrant. Alright. Okay. Let's clear these new cards. Oops, not cancel. I don't like cancel. I'm not running cancel in this Brawl deck. What? Get out of here. There we go. Oh, these are bothering me. I'm so sorry. Let's just hover over everything. I don't like that you have to open up like the multiple arts in order to clear things. So let's hit commanders too. Let's get all of the legendary creatures we want in here. Let's look at gold cards in particular. So none of these are really graveyard commanders yet. Not that I can see off the top of my head anyway. Ninjutsu. I mean, this one's pretty good at murking your opponent's graveyards, but I guess Hidetsugu and Kairi might be. No, it's not. None of these are graveyard commanders. It's kind of wild. I would have kind of expected it. Well, this is where we will start finding them. This is just a big beater for 3 mana, which is not really the kind of graveyard deck I'm into. Gyruda's very good. Not going to be the companion, unfortunately. That's not where we're at. Old Rustine is pretty good. I'm not going to be reading every card as I build because I am trying to build at a speed. Schmeagle, Myco Tyrant. But if you know any of these cards, then you'll know what I'm up to. If you don't know any of these cards, well, maybe I'll hover over some as we go. But Gyruda's gonna mill us. Pelucranos can be cast from the graveyard. This guy, ETBs, makes a bunch of bugs. This bounces there, returns something from your graveyard to your hand. That doesn't do much. The Myco Tyrant I read just moments ago. Schmeagle gives you real X creature cards, put all creature cards into your graveyard. Ooh, that's sick. Schmeagle gives you lands from your opponent's deck after a creature dies. Let's see, are there any more graveyard commanders? Legendary. Target legendary or rat card from your graveyard and copy it. Okay, yeah, sure. Moltres is great. This guy can be cast from your graveyard. I don't think it's actually worth it though. Draw your second card each turn. That's not a graveyard card. Alright, so there is our graveyard commander package. All these good things. And this guy mills you every turn and gives you some value. Moltres lets you cast things from your graveyard. Yeah, we got all the goods here. Now I'm gonna knock out the kind of... Right, I'm still looking at commanders. I'm like, that's not a land. I'm gonna knock out the more boring part of this deck building process right now and look for multicolored lands that go in here. I don't like these speed lands in Brawl as much as I like these slow lands, but when I'm playing 3 colors, it might still be worth it to have them. Maybe not. I'd rather everything come in untapped. Let's grab a Drowned Catacomb. Let's grab a... Maybe I'll even leave the slow lands out for now. Watery Grave. Deathcap Glade. No. No, no, no. That's not the one we're after. I will actually take the pathways too. Overgrown Tomb. Yanwar Wastes. Llanowar Wastes. I know. I know. I definitely don't like the snarls for this. Yeah, Forest. Okay, that's one of them. Let's grab the Breeding Pool. The Hinterland Harbor. That's Ender's tapped. I might add the Manlands though. They're pretty good. They might just be good enough to play anyway. Okay, we'll actually take the Triome even though it comes in tapped. Now what am I forgetting? Ah, yes. Of course. I'm forgetting Command Tower. Alrighty then. And, what's it called? Fabled? Fabled Passage. Okay, so we got some lands going. But that's not really what we're into, right? Alright. Let's type in the word graveyard. We got some mill cards, which is not necessarily... Well, actually, that is necessarily what I'm looking for. Let's see. Things that mill me. Well, maybe I should worry about that a little bit later. Flood of Recollection. I'm really going for more permanent things than spell things, I think. You draw a card. No. Let's look at rares, mythics, uncommons, because generally that's where the meat is. There are definitely some worthwhile commons for a deck like this, but methinks I'm not too worried about finding every great perfect card for this deck on the first pass through. I do like C double. I like C double everywhere. It's just generally a good card. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. Does this work when you discard? Never want to recruit you from your library, so no, it does not. Leer lets me cast things from my instants and sorceries from my graveyard. And I am going to have some instants and sorceries in here, so maybe Leer's not a bad idea. Yeah, right. I didn't even think about that. Monocolored commanders exist. Wrenn and Realmbreaker is... No. Stop. That's absolutely not what I wanted. Ugh, that was really annoying, actually. Okay, Sidisi. Well, I'm going to show you how to not have a functional use of Arena's deck builder, apparently. Commanders. Oh, actually, I'll keep uncommon. Let's see. Monocolored commanders can actually work here. I'm going to type in the word graveyard again. Well, let's just type in the word gravy. Shieldred's pretty good. I don't think it's what we really want here. Sir Conrad the Grim is great. Whisper is pretty excellent. Rezug the Bone Cobbler. This Golem is pretty good. We'll have a little bit of a... I mean, Shieldred the Whispering one's pretty excellent. Wrenn and Realmbreaker, we had that. What does this guy do? Look at the top 5 cards. Oh, he's a sorcery on the back. Neat. Lose 3 cards for each card you put into your hand this way. Woof. I'm not sure I'm into that. Turn here, reveal the top card. The rest of your graveyard. Oh, excellent. That's perfect. Alright. And actually, I think I want to go for the... sorry, gotta get out of commanders now. Like Satyr Wayfinder. How is that worded? Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal at the top. Alright, which of these, and then can I just add the word graveyard at the end and have that work? Well, I do want Underrealm Lich in here. I do want Sultai Soothsayer. Am I still... Tapping at the window, look at the top 3 cards, reveal a creature. I'm going to put the rest in your graveyard. Okay, I guess that's what we've got in that direction. None of these put them in the graveyard, really? Ah, wild. Twists and turns is kind of interesting. Exploring is actually pretty good here, because you do get to, quote-unquote, mill cards. Yeah, bottom in the random order is generally the trend with green cards, I guess. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile in the craft section. Put the rest into your graveyard with Kamal's Druidic Vow. So we do have enough, like, legendary creatures that's probably worth it. Artifact Enders. I'm not an artifact deck, so maybe I'll craft a Kamal's Druidic Vow. That seems like fun. Let's go ahead and craft that that rare. We're fine on rares. We got 21. Well, it's not as fun as I wanted it to be, but that's okay. Now I'll type in mill, and we shall see what we get. Okay, so this mills me for 4. This mills me for 2. It's actually pretty good, pretty efficient. This mills every turn. Mineshaft Spider's probably not where we're trying to be. This dies in mill 4. Each player mills 3, exile up to 2. Turn target creature or land card from your graveyard to hand. Huh, seems fine. Like anything in the 1 to 2 mana range, it's going to be pretty good here. And then let's go ahead and look at the black cards for this. Stitcher's Supplier is excellent. Deathcap Marionette's probably actually worthwhile here. It's a pretty good recent addition to decks like this. Cemetery Tampering. Cruel Somnophage. Cruel Somnophage is a cool one. It's a 2 mana sorcery, mill 4. Target player mills 4. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures in all graveyards. Let's see. So there are a lot of mediocre mill cards that I could be adding here. But I'm not sure if I want to add any of those mediocre mill cards. Ring Temsu. This is pretty interesting here. I might drop this in as a fun on-theme board wipe. It destroys all non-legendary creatures. That's not bad. I guess I don't need to be in the craft menu anymore, but whatever. Okay, now blue is where we're going to find a lot of chaff. Ruin Crab does not work. That hits only opponents. This might be interesting. Alright, how do these decks win, though? Self-mill. I am not actually sure. Each player mills 2. And then I get a instant and sorcery back from my graveyard. How many instants and sorceries do I have now? I've got 7 total, which is not really enough to run a Halo Charge Scab or a Leer. So we get those 2 out of here. Let me go creatures you control, because this deck is likely to like pump out a bunch of zombies right now. I'm gonna get out the craft menu. I'm looking for like creatures you control get plus whatever. Maybe zombies. I don't see any of that right now. Nope. Let's see. I believe there is a green card I want for that. Ooh, Massacre Worm. I just like Massacre Worm. I think it's nifty. Each card with power 2 or less. Gix's Command is pretty good, but I don't think oh. Huh, Raider Spoils. Is that actually worth it? Just a +1/+0 across the board? Probably not. It really can't be. Ooh, Veto of the Dusk Rose is actually a win condition in a go wide deck like this. You can give your creatures lifelink, swing in, and then your opponent loses all the life. It's like unblockable. We've got Garuk, but that's not really what we're after. I guess this is really a Crater Hoof type deck too. Let's put a Defense of the Hearth in. We gotta have some broken cards to go with all these mediocre cards I'm running. And so really, right now, I've only put in the, this is a good anthem. This is a bad anthem. This is a good anthem. I've only really put in the, what's it called? Synergy cards, and none of the cards that make it work. Like, you know, ramp. Well, let's put in a Finale of Devastation. Right, I also have to put in the tutor package. Search your library. So we're gonna want things like, no, yeah, this is fine. We're going to want things like, let's see. Hoarding Broodlord's just always good. Cultivate is probably going in. Harrow's definitely going in. Topiary Stomper is excellent. Springbloom Druid. I'm just looking for anything to fill the graveyard. Even though I'm not sure if I have any synergies with the, with some of the cards I've just put in. Titania's Command is a good anthem. But that's fine. Right, search your library. Let's do Mistress of Brokos. That lets me tutor up a card and put it into my graveyard, then return 2 permanent cards from my graveyard to my hand. And Chord of Calling. These are what I'm really after. Chord of Calling, Invasion of Ikoria, Assemble the Team, Fiend Artisan, Neoform. I could do an Emergent Ultimatum, but I don't really think I'm in a position to take advantage of that without some, like, top-end bombs and extra turn spells and such, which is not where I'm at right now. Do I run a Crater Hoof? Probably. Crater Hoof. It's just the cleanest way to close out any game. Alright. And now we type in the keyword add. We find our Delighted Halfling. In a 3-color deck, I think I still like having all the 1 mana dorks in green. And then at 2 mana, you really only want the ones that tap for any color, I believe. Explore. Explore is okay. I don't actually love it. Also, how many lands am I at? I'm at 40. I can run 2 fewer than that. I generally start my Brawl decks at 38 lands, which I think is a perfectly fair number for this deck in particular. Okay, so I've spent roughly 17 minutes so far building this deck. Lotus Cobra is always good. Paradise Druid, Mandaleth Sliver. I like all of these. Elysian Caryatid. I don't really like Incubation Druid all that much, even though it is still decent. But it's just not where my love is these days. Like, I could run it. I can take it, can leave it. Growing Rates of Itlimoc seems like it might be okay. I wish it put the cards into the graveyard instead of, Eldritch Evolution as well. I like Gwenna. I like Dryad. I don't know if it's worth running either of those, though. Let's see. Nissa. I don't actually really have a way to use Nissa there. Elven Chorus seems like it'd be good in here. And, you know, from when you complete a deck like this, you're then going to play it a couple times, then you're going to start iterating on it. Ancient Green Warden. You're gonna play it, you're gonna say, this card wasn't as good as I thought. Let me change it out for this other card that I remembered exists. Because no one's gonna hit every good card the first time around. This isn't really a Kinnan deck, I don't think. It's running enough mana dorks, but... Right, let's go to the colorless section. Even though I am in green, I think it's still worthwhile to run things like... Maybe Mox Amber? Yeah, I have a lot of legends. Arcane Signet's still good. Mind Stone is actually probably excellent since we can cast things from our graveyards. And maybe that's it for... Ooh, Ashnod's Altar. Ooh, Chromatic Lantern. I don't know if I need Chromatic Lantern. I'm gonna keep it in for now. So now we need to cut 13 cards. which is never my favorite part of building a deck, but Death Bonnet Sprout mills 1 per turn. That's not very efficient. Let's go ahead and get rid of Diligent Excavator. Vantress Gargoyle is also pretty inefficient, but it can get good pretty fast, and it is super efficient if you've already milled for a little bit. Can't block unless I have 4 or more cards in hand, and can't attack unless my opponent has 7 or more cards in their graveyard. Actually, I'm thinking this is not really a card for this deck, even though it's 2 mana and it mills me every turn. Maybe it is, actually. Now we keep it for now. Maybe on the second run through we won't want it. Roots of Wisdom, mill 3. Mill 3 for 2 is fine. I'm going to keep almost any legend in at this point. I want to maybe add some legendary matters things at some point. Midnight Clock is excellent. Midnight Tapping is also excellent. Veto is a win condition here. Harrow's good. Nice is good. Spring Bloom's good. Topier's good. I mean, everything's good. That's why I added all these cards to the deck, right? Sea Double does not fit the theme. The One Ring is fun and interesting. At this point, I'm throwing a bunch of things at the wall, and then in the playing of the deck, we will see what sticks. Mythos of Brokos perhaps is not the most efficient. It's super color intensive. It is very strong once it gets going, though. Binding of the Old Gods doesn't actually fit the theme, though it's very efficient good removal, which I also have not added to this deck, but we can add that later. We can add that when we iterate on it. This gives trample, this is not, but this is much stronger overall. Yeah, maybe I go with the one that gives trample every turn. Underrealm Lich is excellent. This is super inefficient. 5 mana for a mill 3 is not good. Who put that card in here? What fool thought that was efficient enough? When you control, otherwise put it in your hand. 6 mana is a lot for that effect. Sony Thousand Eyes, this is absolutely staying in. Breach the Multiverse is excellent. Hoarding Broodlord is excellent in a go-wide deck in particular like this. Crater Hoof is always good, so I need to take out 6 more cards. I'm not taking Kamal's Druidic Vow out no matter what, because I crafted it for the deck. Alright, let's run it back. We got 6 more cards to remove. The 1 mana mill cards have to stay. Seed of Hope, mill 2. Mill 2 for 1 is just so good, right? Right, surely. It gets me a card back? Surely that has to stay. This is efficient. Though I don't love exiling cards. Okay, Manchester Gargoyle can come out. Heck it. This is only mill 2? Yeah, okay. No, I want that Death Cap Marionette. Cap. There we go. This is my least favorite part of deck building. Maybe Mana West Sliver isn't worth it, even though it's an okay mana dork. You know I'm desperate when I start cutting mana dorks. Tapping at the window seems really, really good. I guess Neoform might not be perfect in this deck, actually. Yeah, let's get rid of Neoform. Okay, we're gonna have to cut a 3-drop. Spring Bloom Druid, Topiary Stomper. Like, I love these cards, but they're not on theme right now. And Chromatic Lantern. Done. Alright, time. 29 minutes total, roughly 5-ish, 6-ish minutes were spent opening packs. I'm gonna go with, it took me roughly 24 minutes to build this deck. Gravemanders. Because I got all the good Grave Commanders in here. Okay, let's take it out on the ladder and get our faces smashed in and iterate on it maybe once or twice, and we will see where that leads us. Nothing better than loading your decks when you have 100 decks. I have infinite criticisms of the UI and everything in Arena, but it's all good. I get it. Wizards is a small indie company, and making programs without the proper resources is very hard. Really, I should say Hasbro is a small indie company, because I know... whatever. Especially lately. One might be tempted to lay some criticisms on Hasbro in particular. And I think that's good and fair and ought to be done. But this is not about that. Ooh, this is not great. We are missing a color, but we can play every card. Well, we can't play any of our cards without hitting another land. But we're going to keep it, just because heck it. Roots of Wisdom, then return a land card or an elf card from a graveyard. Nice. That seems okay. Ooh, we got a golem. Let's mill some cards. Well, we are returning an elf card. That's funny. I really thought I was going to want that land. And I do really want that land, but... methinks getting Nisa Resurgent Animist in here is going to be worthwhile. Hopefully I'll top deck a land here. 38 lands in deck. I have a 40% chance to hit a land here. I mean, I am definitely losing to my opponent right now. They're a ways ahead. That's unfortunate. Let's go Paradise Druid, and then pass turn. I'm going to take 8. I don't have the efficient removal I would need to deal with what my opponent is doing here. They've got a Great Henge and a Guardian Project on. Yeah. This is not good for me. This is what you call bad. No blocks. Take 10. Go to 15. Dead next turn. Okay, well, I'd say my opponent got off to a pretty fast start here, which is fair since they're playing a Goreclaw. I can play a 6/6, at least put up a block, take 8. Yeah, okay. Let's play Pelucranos. No attacks. They're going to go off and probably kill me anyway, but this gives us a chance. Did they just cast that for 2? Okay. Guess I have to block the Elder Gargaroth with Nisa or something. Block Goreclaw there, and take... well, I'm only taking 14 right now. Go to 1, unless they have a way to pump something. Oh, yeah, never mind, I was always dead. Alrighty then. So, I do want to get some efficient removal in here. Obviously, that's what was missing there. So we're going to cut the Crater Hoof for the time being. Maybe it'll make its way back in the final iteration. Let's just put like 3 or 4. Ooh, okay, let's add some staples. We're getting Wash Away, we're getting Wash Away, because this makes all decks better. Let's actually ditch the Mox Amber. It would not have been as good that game as I would want it to be. Let's go to black, destroy, and you're really looking at the 2 drops for destroy in black. In particular, feed the swarm, go for the throw. Let's see. Infernal Grasp. Those are my 3 favorite, my go-tos. Radius Rider's pretty good. There are plenty of things above 2 mana, but those ones are just the most efficient. And we're going to remove some of the top end here at Crater Hoof, because we can just use Finale of Devastation as a Crater Hoof. We can't tutor up Finale of Devastation very easily, though. Garuda hits even. I would love to hit Crater Hoof off of a Garuda, but I can also hit a Hoarding Broodlord off of Garuda, and that'll give me a Finale of Devastation. Sir Conrad the Grim actually seems like it might not be as good in this deck as I thought. Now, obviously, these are just... I'm not working with any kind of data. This is just a vibe check. But... scared of Uvenwald Oddity too. Trample Haste. It costs 7 to transform. That's just so much to commit to not enough of an effect, I think. Maybe it is enough of an effect. Tremble and haste and +1/+1 is a lot. Do these zombies enter tapped? No, they do not. Let's take out the Mythos I do love that card, but we need removal. Alright, let's run it back. I could also mulligan a little bit more aggressively for like a mana dork or two. I maybe ought to have mulled that hand. Alright, Gravemanders attempt number 2. I said one iteration, I'm going to iterate every time. And out come the fun cards and in go the staples, as is the natural evolution of any Brawl deck. You build your fun deck, you're like, oh, I love all these cards, I don't need staples, these are fun cards and interesting and I like to see them. And then your fun cards and interesting cards get absolutely smashed by your opponent's staples, and you go, right, staples are good. They go in most decks for a reason. This hand is quite good. Keep 7, and our opponent might be helping us out this game. So the only thing I would have liked to see here is a piece of efficient removal, but hey, I can't complain about a piece of 2 mana ramp. That gets me my 3rd color. And gets me a turn 3 Sidisi, honestly. Then I can run out the Micro Tyrant into maybe a Shield Red in the future. So this can be blue, probably. Run out Sidisi, mill 3. Oh, there goes Rezug. Make a zombie. Don't you destroy my Arcane Signet. I would be very sad. Please. Please, for the love of God. Okay, cool. We are at 5 mana. Could make my opponent sack a creature. I could run out the Micro Tyrant. And then attack with Sidisi. Oof. I kind of hate attacking with Sidisi here, but I think I might have to. I feel like this just helps my opponent. Non-legendary cards from my graveyard to my hand. 1, but I need double green for that. I think I'm going to run out Shigeki and Veto and just pass the turn. And then bounce Shigeki to my hand next turn to try to get more lands. In particular, a green land would be nice, just in case they eventually kill my Arcane Signet. Ooh, oh boy, here we go. Oh wait, are they gonna mill me? I love this. Oh, they didn't mill any creatures. Really, I didn't hit any creatures either? Oh man, I need to add more creatures to this deck apparently. That's a little bit, what's it called? Results-oriented thinking. Like, just because I didn't hit creatures here doesn't mean my creature count isn't high enough, because, well, I thought it was quite high, but it might have gotten lower over the course of the deck building process. I might need to step that up a little bit, actually. Sauron, huh? I'm not blocking that nonsense. I'll take 2. Nice, a forest. There we go, green. Utopia Sprawl on the forest for green. Do we have anything we want to cast from the graveyard for like 1 mana? No, we do not, but that's okay. We're just going to play Muldrotha. Yeah, let's play Muldrotha. No attacks. Okay, now my opponent probably ought to start to worry. This board is getting slightly frightening with Veto there in particular. The One Ring, very nice. Alright, this is the Alchemy version, so it costs 1 to activate. Okay, cast an inch. Let's see, what do I want to cast from my graveyard? I would love to cast the Defense of the Heart, honestly. I think that might be what I do. So we got 4 mana for Defense of the Heart. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana total. 4 for Defense of the Heart. I have 4 more rather. Let's see. I'm gonna go like this. Targeting myself. Exiling non-permanent cards as much as I can. I guess I'll do this one. I'd love to keep Rezugs in there, but... And maybe... Yeah, I'll get rid of Rezug, heck it. Cast an enchantment. Defense of the Heart in particular is the one I am after here. Play a land, even though it says cast a land, which I hate. Enters tapped. Okay, so this is exactly what I wanted out of this deck. Muldrolls was so strong. But I've got a whole bunch of which one do I shoot commanders. Like, they destroy Muldrolls, and that's fine. I play Glorious Sunrise or Shieldred or the Maleko Tyrant, all of which are quite frightening here. My opponent is definitely doing stuff, but I wonder if they have enough gas. Yeah, One Ring is going to give them a lot of gas. Yeah, never mind. That'll probably help them win this game, but we will both have done things before the end. Wow, they didn't kill my Defense of the Heart. That's going to be a problem for them, I think. Luckily for them, I took Crater Hoof out, otherwise I would just win here. So let's get Hoarding Broodlord and Gyruda. Let's tutor up Breach the Multiverse or Titania's Command. Titania's Command seems good. And maybe I could be playing this better, but really, this is what I want to be doing. Ooh, Uvenwald Oddity. Get a zombie. Oh my, I have so many options. 2 counters on each creature I control. And exile my opponent's graveyard and gain 5 life. For 6 mana. Rather for 4 mana. Rather for 3 mana, because I'll tap those 3. Cancel. How much does it cost to flip this thing? All but... Yeah, okay, so we're going like this. Activate ability. Now all of my creatures have haste. Now I'm going to play Titania's Command. Putting a bunch of counters and some bears. Paying green, green, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we attack with everything, and that's pretty close to a kill, if it's not a kill. Oh, we mill some more cards, make another zombie. Oh my god. So obviously this was exactly what I wanted. And look how... It's so good. So cool. How do you stop this? Oh man. Obviously, this deck isn't great. But, man, am I happy with what just happened. Who needs Crater Hoof from Defense of the Hearth when you can get a Hoarding Broodlord tutoring up... What was that? Titania's Command and an Uvenwald Oddity? Oh my god. Oh, that was so fun. Deck is perfect. No need to edit. Yeah, no. Excellent deck. Perfect deck. I do want to check the creature count just to see what's up with that. A little too many whiffs on the commander's ability, but maybe that's okay. Maybe I don't care that much about that. 32 creatures. That's a pretty high creature count. Maybe I want to be a little closer to 40, but like roughly half of my non-land cards are creatures. Non-land cards. A little bit of napkin math here. And we mill 3 with our commander. I mean, I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with this. I'm thinking about things like Stitcher's Supplier. Is there anything else that fits the same role? Anything at like 1 mana? Like Combat Courier, maybe. No, that's a little bit much. Yeah, I'm gonna check out the 1-drops and see if we can find something else that fits in here. Delver of Secrets is not really for us. No Errant 3 Artist. Ooh, Embodiment of Spring might actually be good in here. I don't know why it would be good in here, but it feels right. Let's go creature at the 1-drop category. Pixie Illusionist, no. Spectral Sailor, no. I don't think any of these really. Siren Storm Tamer, maybe? Spyglass Siren? Ooh, Spyglass Siren, actually? Larder Zombie? Ooh. I like that. I like that idea. So we can tap 3 untapped creatures we control to surveil 1, which is, you know, look at the top card you can put into your graveyard or leave it on top, which will let me make a zombie with Sidisi. Ooh, you know what we need in here? Double. No, not. What the heck is this? Choose a creature card in your hand, creating 100 duplicate. That's awesome. This card is sick. Well, this isn't what I was looking for, but I want this card in here. Never seen this card in my life. Right. Still not 1-drops. Here we go. I do want a Spark Double in here. Spark Double is like one of my favorite cards. Am I still looking for twice? There we go. Parallel Lives was what I'm after. I could put them all in, but I think 1 Parallel Lives is pushing it enough, I think. Yeah. I like that. Bloodletter of Aklazot's is pretty good. That's just such a good standalone card. I don't like the triple black in a deck like this, though, so. Let's see, what do we take out for the changes I've just made? Let's take out some of the boring cards, like Court of Calling. Yeah, I like Court of Calling. Invasion of Ikoria is the worst of the tutors, so I think I'll take that one out. Even though tutors are generally good. I don't need it. I don't need it. Bring your upkeep, mill a card. If a land card is milled this way, create a treasure. If a creature card is milled this way, create a 1/1 insect. Create a blood token. He's fine. I'll keep him in for now. I want to play most of the cards before I remove them. Even though I didn't stick to that at the beginning, but shush. Fiend Artisan has always been such a slow, clunky card for me every time I play it. It's very good. In theory. And I really don't want to be removing creatures. So we're up to 35 now, so we're going up no matter what at this point. I'm going to get rid of Binding of the Titans, Fiend Artisan, and 1 more remove. Sweet Oblivion was so good last game. Cruel Somniphage is good. That's kind of Marionette. I still like. When this leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you, sack a creature, return it from the graveyard to your hand. What is this card even doing in here? Who put this in here? What kind of fool? Alright, cool. Let's get 1 more game in, and I will continue to iterate on this deck after we are done today, but this is largely my process. I play it a couple times. Usually, I won't edit after every single game. I'll give it a little bit more time, but I figured just to expedite the process by leaning a little bit more heavily on my judgment and a little bit less heavily on my experience. Well, my experience of the actual deck itself in games. Because my experience in Brawl overall is what builds my judgment, which is the thing that I am using. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and just ruin this Joyra, the Weatherlight Captain's Day. Easy peasy, weak deck, weak commander. I'm lying, really strong freaking commander, really scary deck. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. I will be... Ooh, hello. Wait, Brainstorm. I mean, it's fine. I don't know why I'm helloing a Brainstorm. I think it's okay. It's better. Oh, I don't have the fetches in here. I forgot the fetches exist now. Ooh, so do we want that immediately? Blue, do. Or do we want to mill? Now let's play out our holographic double. Oh, wait, it's from my hand? That's so cool. This is even better. I thought it was from the board. Wow, what a card. I think I'm gonna Cruel Somniphage myself. Yeah, let's just Cruel Somniphage ourselves. Me. It's over here pointing at my graveyard. Target library. Yeah, if you want to counter this, that's fine. Ugh. Okay. Forgot there's another person in this game. Oh, nice. Those were a couple hits. Stitcher's Supplier, Elite Carroted. Always good. I really don't want to get a Haro countered. That is the worst feeling ever. I'm going to run out the Paradise Druid instead. Maybe I should have holographic doubled it. I'm not making a second copy of Veto. Okay, opponent, play out your Joyra. I kind of wish I had removal for Joyra, because Joyra is quite strong. Oh no, they're not gonna cast it. Okay. Well, if you're not gonna cast Joyra, I can actually play Cruel Somniphage and Haro. Haro's an instant because it's incredible and awesome, and I love it. Let's run out maybe Cemetery Tampering and have 2 mana. Nah. Let's run out the Cruel Somniphage. What are they gonna do? Counter it? Sure, fine. Put it in my graveyard. Go ahead, Mr. Opponent. I know you held up counter magic for Sidisi, but I'm just not going to give it to you. And then I'm going to pass turn. Okay, what are you doing with your mana? Burning my Cruel Somniphage instead? Ooh, wait a second. Do I have a way to get... No, I don't have a way to put a creature into my graveyard, unfortunately. But I can Haro now, since my opponent is unlikely to counter it with that last mana. It's not impossible, but unlikely, I'd say. And I want a island and a forest? Swamp? I'll grab a forest. I'm not sure that's correct, but resolve. Let's get my opponent thinking we have a counterspell. Ooh, what a card. Ooh. Resolve. I'll allow it, opponent. Now they're not going to cast a commander because they're worried about the counter magic. Hinterland Harbor, we're up to 7 mana total. Okay, you got counter magic opponent? Let's see it. Assemble the team. You gonna let me resolve this? Nah. Ooh, wow, okay. Ooh, my. There are some options here. So Hoarding Broodlord is clearly the most powerful. I could also literally just get something like Deathcap Marionette to get some more resources going. Tapping at the window is an option. I kind of like tapping at the window here, because I can cast it without worrying about it getting countered. Yeah. How's that? Okay, opponent. Let's see it. Let's see your counter spell. Oh, hey, I got Hoarding Broodlord anyway. Now, could tapping at the window a second time? Let me go to combat first, see if they do anything. No attack. Let's play Cemetery Tampering. See if they counter that. This is worth countering. I'm just assuming they have some kind of counter magic. Like, maybe they don't, and I'm playing a little bit too safe, but even if they... Yeah, okay, there it is. Though it was a negate and not something that could counter creature spells, but... So I still kind of have to assume they have Wash Away or some other counter magic. Go ahead, kill my Paradise Druid. Please spend your resources on that. I think I'm in a pretty good position here, which is kind of surprising against a Joyride deck. Oh boy, here come the eggs. Here comes the storm. And they're leaving up a bunch of mana. Let's play an Arcane Signet. Let's play our commander, see if they have something for it. And honestly, it's fine if they do. I have enough mana to cast it again next turn. That's fine. Normal cancel. Take action back in my... Wow, this Tormod's Crypt is actually awful for me. I can do this in instant speed, right? Yeah. Pass turn. Oh no, I hate this. Whenever you draw a card, put a loyalty counter on to fairy. Choose a permanent. Okay, that's fine. This is gonna be bad, but that's okay. No blocks. Take 3. So if I find a piece of removal, I will probably fire it off. Now I have 2 copies of Hoarding Broodlord. I would need a 1 mana piece of removal to utilize this properly. Do I just run out my commander and draw out another counter spell here? Probably. Seems fine by me. I'd rather them counter Sidisi than Hoarding Broodlord. Yeah, okay. Our opponent's down to 1 card in hand. They're gonna get to draw some cards, but I don't think I'm in that bad a position overall. And I even get to tap at the window again. Even if I don't hit a creature, it's probably fine. Yeah, that's fine. Though Tormod's Crypt is going to eat my graveyard eventually. Which I think is still okay. I do have just powerful cards to hit with Hoarding Broodlord. I'm glad we ended up in what is ostensibly a neat, fair game here. Fair, interactive game. We're hitting a lot of counter magic, but that's okay. Ooh, these things are about to get big. Some amount of removal would be nice, actually, come to think of it. I should probably put River's Rebuke into this deck since it is just the best board wipe in blue. Maybe Cyclonic Rift, but Hoarding Broodlord. Auto pay. Let's see that last counter. Really? Okay, cool. Now, I think I do have to take a piece of removal and not something fun and interesting. Though I could get a 3-drop if I have a 3-drop worth playing. Eldritch Evolution could get me a 4-drop creature, or actually any other creature in the whole deck if I wanted it into play. I could Eldritch Evolution into Gyruda into... Nah, I think I could Eldritch Evolution into Shieldred. Oh, actually, yeah, here we go. Eldritch Evolution. Casting this, auto pay. Cancel. What? Green. Black. Sacrificing a creature. Why can't I sacrifice the Hoarding Broodlord? Am I crazy? I don't know what's happening here, but that's okay. I wanted to make a Spark Double. It's a copy of Hoarding Broodlord. I'm just hoping I don't die next turn, but if I die, it's fair. I understand. I get it. And with this Hoarding Broodlord, I'm going to acquire... Do I just go for a powerful card? I don't have any great way to stabilize myself. This is too slow to actually save me here. Do these gain reach? Hexproof and haste, no reach. Oh wait, I can exile my opponent's graveyard and gain 5 life? Or I could exile my own graveyard and gain like 20 or 15 life, but unfortunately my opponent has a Tormod's Crypt, so I can't. Oh. I think that's gonna kill me. Good game, yeah. They found it. Fair enough. Okay, well, I don't think I can complain about how this deck is performing at this point. Like, there are obviously more staples I can add to make it stronger, but I'm pretty satisfied with where it's at. This was a little bit of a rough matchup. They had enough counter magic to keep me really on the back foot, but this Teferi's just good. Yeah, it was a good fight. Oh, I thought these things flew. They have vigilance, not flying. Also, I kind of like that they look like Teferis. They are Teferis. It's a little weird, but whatever. Temporal Pilgrim, huh? Good game. Honk. Alright, well, as always, it has been an absolute pleasure playing today. Thank you so much for watching. This has been The Art of Dying, and I will see y'all next time.